Hello, everybody, and welcome to Into the Weeds podcast here on Military Broadcast Radio. I'm Amber.
And I'm Alora.
And thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're going to, have another Gypsy Rose stream, unfortunately. We're going to go over some phone calls tonight. And we have a special guest with us. Her name is Ashtotrippy. And she is usually on TikTok. I know she has a channel on YouTube, but I'm used to seeing her on TikTok.
Me too.
So we're actually going to bring Ash up right now.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Oh, sorry. Everything switched up on me. Thank you, Ash, for joining us.
Hi, Ash.
Hey, what's up, ladies?
Oh, not
what's
much.
What's up, everyone? How you guys doing today?
Oh, we've been very busy this week. I know it. I have, at least.
I've been working, and you can't really tell, but like I absolutely ripped the hell out of my hand, like exposed flesh, everything, and I've been moving flowers for like 4 days.
Yeah, it's been really bad.
But anyway, thank you so much for coming on. I've actually wanted to talk to you about some like stuff that has nothing to do with this, but maybe later we can get into it a little bit.
For sure. I know there's a lot of things that you've commented on before, and you're like, hey, we need to talk about this. For sure.
So can you just tell everybody a little bit of what you talk about? Because it's not all about Gypsy Rose.
So my channel is basically true crime. We talk about gossip. I talk about internet stuff. I talk a lot about I like to expose people too. Because I mean, I have this intuition. And I've learned that if I keep my mouth shut about something, sometimes it ends up worse. But so if a lot of you guys don't know me with the Gypsy Rose stuff, I've been around since before. Well, I've been around since before she got out. But when she got out is when I started talking about her, and I was on the side where I was supporting her. I was excited to see when she got out what she was going to do, much like everybody else.
Yeah.
And I slowly started learning. I started researching and looking into stuff, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to say something, because there was stuff that didn't make sense to me.
Oh, yeah.
And and Gypsy ended up reaching out to me actually a couple times. The first time was, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when she was doing the Make-A-Wish hair stuff, I don't know what it was, a Locks of Love or something.
And then she also did a Make-A-Wish donation as well, I think. I'm not giving up.
My bad.
Oh, hold on.
Give him
Sorry. Her dog is spoiled rotten, and hold on. I'm sitting on his blanket.
You have to.
Sorry. Yeah, he has to be underneath the blanket, or else he'll try to get underneath my shirt.
Take the whole stinking blanket.
Sorry.
She's like pulling at me, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
My bad. I just know he's going to be a butthead unless I give him a blanket.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, yes, I do remember the Locks of Love.
Yeah, it was the Locks of Love. So it was the Locks of Love thing. I had posted a video, and she was like, actually, she corrected me on something I said that was not even relevant to the whole video.
Really?
And I don't even remember that. I've been trying to find those, and I think I deleted them when I was going through all my stuff. But she did also message me and Conspiracy with the trying to dox Ken's ex and giving us all the information and photos that weren't even relevant to say that they were in a situation. So, so that's kind of how I started talking about it. But I don't just talk about Gypsy Rose. I talk about true crime. I love spreading awareness on missing people or unsolved cases, or just cases that are happening, because I think there's a lot of context and there's a lot of things that people kind of get wrong, but there's also things that I like to give my opinion on. And that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know Laura has a lot of very niche followings, and you cover some of them. So
well,
Yes.
I do know that I'll be watching like a video about Tofia Chu, and then all of a sudden they'll be like Ashtotrippy. I'm like, hey, I know that girl.
Yeah.
Like, I know her.
Yeah.
Which that could be a whole nother thing, but
yeah, that was in those niche groups of even like Resilient Jenkins and things like that that I talk about. So I do talk about really niche stuff, but a lot of people that follow me for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The first time I went viral was on a Met Gala video, and it was over 1 million views, and people were upset because I was calling out the Kardashians. And they were mad because people, so it was the whole thing. I don't know if you remember, I think it was a couple years ago, they were like, I want my money back for the Met Gala because, and we're like, wait, this is a donation. Why are they asking for their money back? It turned out, I guess it wasn't true that they asked for their money back, but they were asking for their donation to be accepted for like the next year or something like that. So it was kind of true, but not for that year.
Interesting. And I think about the Met Gala. Is that when Kim wore the Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah, that one.
Yes, it was that one, and it was very controversial. Yeah.
No, because
that was a no-no.
Literally formed for Marilyn's body, and then on top of that, I mean, like things that are that old, a lot of times
she damaged it, didn't she?
She did. It disintegrated.
She did.
I mean, you know, she has.
It was super old, so it wasn't gonna hold up. That was so it was during that very controversial time, and so people were just like eyes on her, and I don't know, maybe I just got lucky because I gave my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to get into Gypsy Rose again.
Yeah.
I picked so as I was trying to find audio for this specific stream, I kept hearing audio about, it was Gypsy and Christy talking about content creators. And then I thought, okay, well, Ash was reached out to by Gypsy, and she's had some interaction with them. So what better person to talk about this kind of stuff, because I haven't had any actual interactions with them. And so, I'm just a little curious about how they move, because they move a lot and they talk to a lot of content creators. And at first I thought that it was just not really, I thought people were blowing it out of proportion. And then I started seeing more, of her interaction and stuff. But then when these calls came out and I'm hearing her and Brian, doing all this stuff online, and then Christy does stuff and Ryan does, and basically whoever she wants, and Rachel. And so now we know for sure that she's in the background just doing the most.
Yeah,
and
very
I
much
really didn't
pre-planned.
Think so.
Yeah, very much pre-planned. I also had a very close source to the family that did not want to be known in any way, shape, or form being connected to the family. But they would go to events with the family a lot, like when Gypsy got out and stuff. And I didn't believe them in the beginning. I don't talk to them anymore just because it was something that I think they were worried that I was going to slip up. Like they were like, oh, you're going to slip up. You're going to say something, like it's getting too close. But that was something that they had kept telling me. Like they were like, they're talking to content creators. They've been talking to content creators. And they were close enough to be talked to Christy. I believe it was Christy that they talked to. And they were like, she told everybody that they were still talking to this day. So I got that back in, I think it was like January or February. That was the last email I received. And I was like, I didn't believe it in the beginning. Like, I was like, okay, well, like you blowing it out of proportion, right?
Yeah.
But hearing it now, like, especially now, and especially things that people have DM'd me about certain creators, I'm like, oh my God, like that's how they've kind of honed this whole internet. They've kind of rallied it,
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely thought that it was so blown out of proportion, but now I'm just like, holy cow, she really is in that deep. And it's concerning that she spent all that time behind bars and didn't live mentally inside of them once. I mean, it's basically she lived outside of those bars the entire time.
She went to summer camp. That's what it seemed like to me. Like she went to let's talk to men, let's get them to send me money, summer camp. Like it was not it. That's what a lot of my followers have told me too. They're like, wasn't she in prison? Like this was prison, you know? So it's kind of concerning also to know that none of even if there was therapy done, I don't think it was ever intense enough for her in there.
Yeah. No, I mean, so my cousin's in there for 25 years for drugs.
Oh, okay.
And she, like, the difference between talking to her on the phone and listening to Gypsy's phone calls, it's like they're in a completely different prison.
Yeah.
Genuinely. I mean, like,
and I think people's intentions too, being behind bars, like, if somebody has that mentality, they want to get better and they want to do better for themselves. I think that's a different mentality than Gypsy obviously didn't want that, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, she told me about women who would, you know, be laying on their bunks all day, talking on the phone, things like that. You know, but I just kind of pictured it as just lazy people just kind of hanging out, you know, not really doing anything. But Gypsy was doing the most.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and people come in my comments and tell me, well, that's what you do in prison. I'm like,
no, it's not.
I mean, I guess there, to a certain extent, maybe there is women that do that in prison. You know, if you don't have it, you got to figure it out. But there's also, you know, healing that's done in prison. You know, you there's so many other steps into where your mindset is at. And obviously when she went in there, it was not to heal. It was to continue conning people, obviously.
Yeah, no, I mean, my cousins never once asked me for money for a song or a movie. I didn't even know they could get that stuff until the prison emails came out. And then I'm like, hey, Shelly, can you get movies and songs? She's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, I had no idea. And we had been talking for years and I had no idea.
Wow. Yeah. So, I guess you, like I said, the mentality is just different. It's just so different. Yes, it depends on the person and it depends on also their crime too. I mean, obviously look at Gypsy, what she did and how she went about it, you know, and obviously she got a pretty sweet deal. So she was like, okay, well, I'm just going to chill in here for 9 years, or she ended up getting 8, you know? So I just think it's the mentality for sure.
Well, and also, I mean, just sitting there, being catered to, and because I was telling my cousin about all the different privileges she got, the extra privileges, and how much she spent at Canteen. And they have a cap on Canteen right now at $112. A week, I believe.
Okay.
And you can only spend so much a month. And she capped out of that, you know, and Shelly said that it was lower when she was in because they recently raised it to 112. So she was getting extra privileges from the commissary and on phone calls and whatever else. We have no idea. But,
and it's interesting to know. I know this was a long time ago, but I do know that there's been CEOs that have reached out, like that have worked in the pods that she was in or around her. And I mean, who's to say that somebody in there wasn't in there allowing her to, you know, do stuff just because they thought that she was you know, younger or less, I guess, intelligent than the other prisoners, and just thinking, you know, hey, let me let her go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? You never know.
Yeah, no. And, she's not remorseful for her crimes. And the reason she was allowed to be on the phone so long is because once they got those tablets, they can pretty much be on the phone if they have their tablet in their hand, right? Yeah. So and they can carry it around to different rooms. And I've, in the hallways and different stuff like that. It even sounded like Gypsy was taking hers like on her job, is what it sounded like.
Yeah, it sounded like she pretty much had it everywhere from what I've listened to calls.
Yeah, that's what. Were you going to say something? I thought I saw you.
I was going to say something earlier, but my train of thought is already long.
Like it's gone already.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Okay, well, let's get into some phone calls. We're going to play the first one. I labeled it Picture Game. And I have a video on my channel where Brian and Gypsy are talking about this very thing. So you'll have to go and watch that after we're done here. But this is Gypsy and Christy talking about it. So if you want me to stop, just say pause and we'll do that.
Okay.
This is a free call from an offender at the Chillicothe Correctional Center.
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Sorry, I was trying to get it.
I'm just checking in.
Oh, yeah, when you called earlier, I was washing my hair.
Oh, okay.
I gotta go run some errands.
Oh, you gotta go.
I gotta bring my mom, pick up her car at, she had got her car worked on, so I gotta bring her, go pick it up. And, I gotta go to the store and go pay the guy that worked on Dylan's truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it got fixed yesterday, so yesterday afternoon I went to Dylan in Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
Went there, picked him up, came home. He got in his truck, he went home. By the time I got here, it was like, well, it was after dark. It was like 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at least that's all done.
Yeah. Today I'm just doing some laundry after work tonight, but I didn't have school this morning, and so they called us to canteen early, so I was able to get some food early. I just finished making me a chicken cheese salad.
Sounds good.
Tortilla shell.
Yeah.
And, nothing much else is going on. I did get Erin's email.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna give her a call pretty soon.
Okay, I'll let her know that you'll be calling her. In the next day or whenever.
Yeah. Okay. Other than that, I just wanted to call you and tell you I love you.
I love you too.
Justin sent me some pictures of Francesca and Natasha because I never knew what they looked like. And so it's a game. I'm having to kind of pick between three people. He put Natasha's picture, Fancy's picture, and this random lady's picture. So I have to pick which one I think is who.
Okay, explain them to me. I'll tell you.
Okay, so number one is blonde, and she has a lot of makeup.
Nope.
Number two is just a lady with brown hair.
In a recliner?
No, it's just a picture of their face.
Heavy set?
Yeah, well, I mean, all three of them are. So it's kind of difficult to tell. And the other one, number three, has like her. She's got like a Snapchat filter on, of like a ring of flowers around her head or something.
That's not. And she's got dark hair?
Yeah.
That's Natasha.
You figured that one out. Woo! Okay, so.
By the way, I don't know anything about Natasha Cooper, so just so everybody knows.
Well, she is in her recliner a lot because I guess like her username was Recliner Detective or something.
Oh, really?
I that's when I first came across her. Yes.
Yeah, and so if anybody doesn't know who Natasha is, she's basically the lady that has the camera like up to her face the closest possible way she can, and she's usually in a recliner.
Yeah.
I do recall at one point she commented on one of your videos on TikTok, but I was like, what can we really gain from that? She wanted to like reach out and like talk to us about stuff. And it's like, whatever happened back then really isn't our business, to be honest.
She did a lot of stuff. Yeah. She put some very questionable crime scene photos behind a paywall. So, I mean, I wouldn't trust her. But yeah, that. I don't know too much about her either. Yeah. I know that she was trying to battle for a while like that. I know that she talked to Ken for some time. And I heard the other day we were listening on my live on TikTok, I heard a phone call that said something about somebody dating Natasha. And I don't know if it was a different Natasha. And people back then when Natasha was talking to Ken were saying that Ken was dating Natasha. And I found that really weird. So I don't know if it's a different like Natasha. But this is the only Natasha I've ever heard of in this situation. So,
I mean, I seriously doubt that Ken had any involvement in dating her. I feel like I did hear about somebody dating her, but it's really weird because I feel like the first couple years, maybe a few years that all of this gypsy stuff was a brewing on the internet, a lot of those creators have either kind of stepped back or I just don't hear from them very often. And it's not even that I have them blocked or vice versa. I just feel like I never see them commenting except for Fancy. Yeah. She's still active.
She blocked me a long time ago. So that was on me, but she blocked me. But the Natasha I do still see like from time to time when I'm scrolling, like I'll see one of her videos just because she talks about true crime. But I think there is a lot of people that just stepped back and you don't see them. Even like, what was her name? The other girl that talks about other things that has a bunch of lawsuits. She was Crystal.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
No comment.
Her, she's still around, still talking about stuff that she has lawsuits on her for. So it's like, I think a lot of people step back, but then they come because I've seen her talking about these calls as well. So I think when stuff like this happens, they come back because they see like, oh, it's getting attention. Let me see what I can do. And then they're like, oh, I'm not in this community anymore.
She's very Duggars and Sister Wives.
Yes.
Which are things that I'm also interested in, unfortunately. Well, Mary Duggar was your damn Sunday school teacher, but that's besides the point.
But I'm not interested in the TV show.
I bought a couple seasons on DVD because it's really hard to find them online. So I'm interested in it.
I used to watch, I was religious with the Duggars as well. Reason I watched them was because I felt like something was off. And then I started the Shiny Happy People is what got me kind of like, oh, yeah, that's what was happening, you know?
Yes.
Well, I thought Mary Duggar was just freaking amazing. And I mean, she was a wonderful person to me. I never saw any red flags or anything.
But
and she
her
even,
husband.
well, he was never around. So I never saw him once.
That was probably for a reason.
And she even took me over to the Duggars' house and everything. But
wow.
And when we were in the driveway, she's like, okay, now my son and I don't agree on everything. And she's like, and I wish they'd quit having kids.
And that was only a couple kids into it.
Well, it was in 96.
Okay, so they were it was still like way before all of it. Because didn't their show like premiere it was like early 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I was 16. So, yeah. So, no, it would have been 97. So, 97.
Okay.
But it is really interesting. A lot of information from Amy's book came out. And, I mean, her husband was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And she kind of knew about it. And it's kind of a little bit sad to hear about that. I remember back in the day, I thought that we made a joke that I was going to marry one of the Duggar boys.
One of the Duggars.
I was like, yeah, which is totally outside of even what we practiced. I just want to let everybody know that
we did
didn't
not
practice
that kind of thing. It was just because I saw my Sunday school teacher on the TV and I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's like starstruck, you know, you're like, oh, you're on TV, you're on a cool and I can see that's like kind of where they got like that fan base of people, because a lot of people probably seen them around town, or you know, or they're like, oh, they're on TV, we met them. And I was so like, I was enthralled with that show when I was younger. I watched it every episode, all that stuff, but I really got into it with that shiny happy people. I was like, oh, this is exactly what I thought it was going on.
Which I love Jen from Fun Day Fridays, my fellow Missourian. She was in that.
Cherokee Girl, I don't know anything about the newest Duggar bust, but
sorry, real quick. Murray Kell said, did one woman birth all of these kids? Yes, she did. And I'll stay away from the Duggar boys.
Their boys, yes.
It seems like they all have something in common, and that thing in common has to do with children, you know? So anyway.
Yeah, and when I met him, they lived in this small little house on the church. Well, it wasn't the church property, although I thought it was the church property. It ended up becoming the youth group house for our youth group. But yeah, so let's get back into Gypsy. Sorry about that.
Side quests.
Francesca has light, like it's like it's not brown, but it's not blonde.
Okay.
Does she have bags underneath her eyes, dark circles?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Francesca.
Okay, you see, I would have not guessed that. I would have thought that the blonde one would have been her, because, like, I assumed that, like, the reason I would have think that is because she wore, like, a lot of makeup. I'm like, okay, well.
Francesca never wears makeup.
No?
And she puts it, girl.
Okay.
When she wears makeup, she wears this ugly-ass pink lipstick, purple eyeshadow.
Okay, maybe the first one is her then, because
that matches the rings and the dark circles under her eyes.
Oh, lovely. Because the picture I got is of this lady wearing bright ass pink lipstick.
Okay, is this when they're still cool with her?
No.
No, so she didn't know who Fancy Francesca was?
She didn't know what she looked like.
Until after the fact.
Yeah.
So this is after they're not cool?
Yeah.
Dude.
No shade, Fancy. I just wanted to play it.
It's what they said. It's their words, not ours, okay?
It's the Blanchards.
The only things I ever say about you are in hard, concrete fact, not in opinion, okay?
Yes, exactly. Take your rat back.
Did she ever go after you for that, for the banner that you have? Because that was the last rant I had heard about.
So
her talking about you.
She did indeed write a letter to a judge in our state asking for us to be arrested.
Banner, the poster.
Oh.
No, she did send something to Military Broadcast Radio. We love you, Joel.
Which you're one of the recipients of that, so.
Yes.
Trash
and thank you, beautiful disasters. Yeah, so she sent a cease and desist, or she said it wasn't a cease and desist to MBR, but you know, it's water under the bridge. Whatever, it is what it is.
We haven't had any beef in like a year and a half, so we're gonna keep it that way.
Yeah,
I feel like she's enthralled with herself, so it's a lot right now with herself. What I've seen,
too busy
so
caring what we're doing.
We all have narcissistic tendencies,
right?
Also, totally unrelated. Hi, Toxic Barbie. We talk on Instagram sometimes. I don't respond to people a lot. We talk a lot too. She's always in my lives, so she was super excited that I was here today because she's like, "Oh my god, all my favorite people." I really like her.
Well, we're glad to see you. Okay, we're gonna go. Okay, and just like I said, this is no shade to Fancy. This is just something, you know, it caught my attention that they just kept talking about content creators when I decided to sit and listen to audio for this stream specifically. And so that's why this is coming up.
By the time I got here, it was like, it was after dark. It was like 7:30. So, but at least that's all done.
Yeah. Today I'm just doing some laundry after work tonight, but I didn't have school this morning, and so they called us to canteen early, so I was able to get some food early. I just finished making me a chicken cheese salad.
Sounds good.
Tortilla shell.
Yeah.
Nothing much else is going on. I did get Erin's email.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna give her a call pretty soon.
Okay, I'll let her know that you'll be calling her. In the next day or whenever.
Yeah. Okay. Other than that, I just wanted to call you and tell you I love you.
I love you too.
Justin sent me some pictures of Francesca and Natasha because I never knew what they looked like. And
that started.
Sorry, I muted both of us just so we could hear. Well, it's so funny to hear people call her Francesca.
I know.
I was listening to somebody's video that's totally outside of the Gypsy verse that was just commenting on some of the videos and the audios that are coming out. Oh, sorry, that's my foot. My bad. Anyway, but somebody kept saying Francesca, and they're like, "Who's Francesca?" Fair enough.
Okay. So that was that one. We're going to remove that one.
It is really interesting that they're very caught up in the creator space, in the fame of it all.
Mm-hmm.
It's very telling, I feel like.
I feel like
shows... Go ahead.
I feel like it does show like what they were trying to exactly do when she got out. Like they were laying the foundation, and that's not something like you do out of nowhere. Like that's something that once they made that TikTok and they seen what following she could possibly get or what she could possibly post on there and what communication she can get back, I think they realized, oh, well, when you get out, this is going to be huge. Like, let's keep doing it because it can be something that's going to pay you. And I think that's why their eyes were like, oh, okay, let's do this.
Yeah. Well, and then they get caught in the trap of what some content creators done that we've seen, in our community, where they believe that they're doing something noble or good or whatever, and then start playing around behind the scenes with different fake accounts and all those things. And I think that's, a lot of what they're doing as well. So it's not just straightforward interaction. It's also underhanded, secret.
Yeah. And that tells you a lot too about the people. Like I'm sure Natasha and I'm sure Fancy also was like, oh, well, this is what could happen. And they were making it sound like they knew like how it could go. And so I think they were giving them that kind of information and so forth, because once they met Bree too, I think she spearheaded it too. Like, hey, if you go live, you get followers and you get money. And, that was something that they were like, okay, let's keep doing this. And that's why she still does it.
Yeah. And around and around with all the TikTok creators and, holding court basically, to bring people to justice or to reprimand them, whatever their street justice is or their TikTok street justice is. I don't know.
Exactly.
I feel like they do a lot less of that stuff nowadays.
They do. Yeah, they do.
And I feel like it's because a lot of the stuff has come out and they're like, how can I really even no?
You can't. There's that line that's drawn
I don't know.
now into not only like the racist stuff, but the children's stuff, there's that line that's drawn, and a lot of people will draw that line there,
I'm surprised.
Unfortunately, with me, it was murder, but
right.
I'm surprised that the main thing that Gypsy has addressed recently is the racism, and not to diminish that because that is a really big problem. But she just has not said anything about the weird stuff with kids. And even if she was denying it and saying, no, you can't do that. At the end of the day, you stayed married to this man. You went out and went home with this man. You slept with this man, even if it was only for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the only child predator that she was involving herself with in prison.
Exactly.
Or before prison, and hopefully that's the end of it now. But you know, she even wanted to bring.
You don't know.
She even wanted to bring Ryan in front of Aurora, and her defense of it was, you know, Lifetime was filming everything. There's no way that we would have been alone. Nothing would have happened. But, you know, I don't have a child, so I can't speak from that place. But, you know, if one of my cousin's children or something like that, if I were to have them in my care, I would not even dream of bringing them around anybody who could possibly fantasize about them, at least to my knowledge, because obviously you never know about anybody, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's why ever posting your children is a huge risk, even on Facebook with close friends. You never know who's a creep, but I can't even imagine being okay with bringing my child around somebody that has had a history like that.
Or even sent a photo like she did. Even going there, sending a photo like of you and her and her child, like.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It was so like I just think that I think a lot of people, the way Ryan is framing it is it happened so long ago. It doesn't matter if it was so long ago. Yeah, people do change, but unfortunately, the actions that he's displaying now show that he's not really a changed person in any way. So
yeah, his apologies are, I'm sorry if it offended you, not I'm genuinely sorry from the bottom of my heart. I shouldn't have said that.
Exactly.
It doesn't seem like he understands the gravity of speaking about people of other races like that, because that's really the only thing he's addressed, other than briefly, you know, oh, I'm not a PDF. I'm not a PDF. Well, everything we're listening to, he's very mad at us for releasing these these audios, which, you know, I can understand how you'd be a little frustrated that some of these things would be out. And I wasn't shocked by them just having phone sex or them just doing this or that, but it's the contents of what that phone sex is.
Yeah. And I can't listen to his calls anymore. Like literally when I'm sitting here editing videos or throwing them in the Google Drive, I've gotten to the point where with Ryan, I'm zoning out. I'm, you know, going 5 seconds every time, you know. And so if I miss something in any of the audio or anything that should be redacted, please let me know in the comments if you guys see that. Because I've gotten just so unable to listen to him. It is so gross.
I have not listened to any of the phone sex calls. I've listened to clips that I've seen on TikTok, but I have no interest.
Well, the other day I was on I think I was on your guys' channel. I don't know if it was, it had to have been your guys' channel. And I pulled up a call. I was like, okay, let's listen to this one. So I click it to play it, whatever. And I'm like, oh no, this cannot be listened to on TikTok, because TikTok is way stricter than over here. And I'm like, no. And not only that, like, I don't want to hear those calls. Like,
no,
I've heard just like the very minor ones. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that.
I chose that one because at the end of it, he talks about how he's using the pictures of Candy for them.
Okay, that's the one. So that's why I wanted to try to listen to it, because I was like, I want to hear what the Candy portion was on that. And if it was at the end, that's why. Because when we started listening to it, I was like, oh my God, I can't. And everybody in my chat was like, no.
I know, it was really bad with me editing it too. And I was just like, you know,
like have a bowl by you.
So Alora had asked me one day, I was sitting here editing one and everything was fine in the audio. They were just having a normal conversation. Alora asked me to get up and go into the laundry room. It took me like maybe 5 minutes. I come back and I keep hearing this really bizarre sound. And I'm like, what the hell is that sound? And I'm like looking all around and I'm like, oh, it's my computer. And I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on there? So I put on my headphones and I'm like, oh God. So
yeah, no. I've been traumatized too much by Gypsy Rose Blanchard already, and anybody that's connected to her, I'm like, no, I'm not going to put myself through that.
That's why we're going through the Christy calls.
Yeah, and see, like with Ryan too, I haven't been really able to, because it's like him constantly saying baby and constantly do it, like it's just like it gets so frustrating, because you're like, it's the same conversation over and over again. They're either fighting or having the same yeah I can't.
Well, thankfully I've been spared from most of that. However, I'm just thinking, like, Ryan totally took advantage of her. Not that she's this perfect, sweet, innocent angel or anything, but she told him explicitly several times that we've just heard on our own, let alone anything else that hasn't been discovered yet. I'm not interested in you. I'm not attracted to you. I don't want you. And he is just constantly pushing himself on her. And it's like, I hate to make Gypsy the victim, especially after the crime.
Yeah, right.
But I'm sorry. There are like several people that have taken advantage of her since she was in prison / out of prison. Christy and Rod being huge people in that as well. She has her own problems, don't get me wrong, but the fact that Ryan just kept pushing, and that's what I've always kind of thought Ryan was gross, even before I had fully formed my opinions on Gypsy. Okay. It's like, why would you even find somebody who needs to clearly go out and explore themselves and their interests? Why would you like try and attach yourself to that when you're when you're a teacher of all things?
Yeah, and I've always thought about that too. Like, I've had some people, like, some people enjoyed his lives. Like, I was like, I can't stand him. Like, and I know when the show came out, a lot of people were like that too, but you now see she was leading him into that. Like, she was telling him, like, this is what's going to happen when we get out. But then when she got out, that's not what happened, and made him look like that was what, made him look like the bad guy or the one that was pushing himself. But I don't think she really did. I think it was between Christy. It's funny to say, I think Christy pushed her into that relationship and then pushed her out of it. And it's to me, I think she pushed her in because she didn't want her to be home with her and Rod when she got out. She wanted her to be somewhere. And then she was like, you know what, this isn't what I want. And she realized that there was going to be drama if she got a divorce on the show. And that's what she delivered.
That is a huge plot point for a TV show for sure. I see Beesby says, the way he touches her when he picks her up from prison triggered me for real. Now, I only watched like the first episode and a half, if even, of Life After Lockup, just because I was so grossed out by the way he was acting. And this was way back when, before I knew about any of the PDF stuff. Okay. I just, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, I feel so much sympathy for Gypsy. She did no wrong, because I agree. She did kind of lead him into that. But just seeing him, you could totally tell she just wasn't legitimately into it. And it just grossed me out so bad I couldn't watch it. And I don't know. And I've stayed in that hotel. I have a friend that's staying in that hotel right now for the past week. Oh my goodness, I can't even think about that.
Oh no. I hope it's not the same room.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, once I found out they stayed in that hotel, I was like, oh.
I hope this is a different room. I hope this isn't their marriage bed.
Okay, let's go to the next call. This is just Gypsy and Christy talking about more the same creators.
Because
account, and it's saying that they can't make it right now.
Okay. Did it ask to for your ID?
So far, no. So far, like, I was creating it. I put, my name, my address, the security questions, and everything. And it says to make you a 4-digit passcode. I do that, and then it says we cannot make this account right now. But I did take a screenshot of the app and I sent it to Ken.
Okay.
And
Have you heard from him lately?
no, I sure haven't. Let's see.
He did.
I did, like Monday, he did, when I had told him I was just checking in on him.
Mm-hmm.
He said, hey, sorry, slept all day. Yeah, I'm hanging in there. Thanks a lot. I miss you too. Much love. And I said, yeah, it rained here all day. Rod worked in the new boat in the Crowport. Today was a rough day with my neck. Need to start physical therapy again. Have a good night. Talk to you soon. He said, oh, gee, sorry, having trouble. But the new boat, that's exciting. Okay, good night. And I told him, like, yeah, it was easy to drive. You know, it took 18 hours to get to the, Duckleys, da-da-da-da-da. And then today I sent him what I did was I screenshotted on the app on my phone, and then I cropped it, and I said, this is the one you need to download, and I haven't heard from him. And then
sent me an email on the 18th, like he made it on the 18th, and I got it, I think, on like Monday or Tuesday, and it was just a sweet email saying, like, you're still always in my heart, I still love you. It was very short, and he said that he hopes that I'm making it all right as best as I can, and then like that day, like the 18th, we both made each other emails. So he sent me that one, and I sent him the two. I was just like, I'm here for you. I have my suspicion that you're back in your addiction, and I just don't want you to have to go through this alone, And
yeah.
I haven't heard from him again.
Yeah. Well, I sent Jeff the picture, and he's like, okay, excellent. I have seen this one out and about in those groups, but I love it either way. Thank you for sending it. I said, you're welcome.
Cool. Yeah, I just went out to the yard to hang out with some friends and kind of just get out the house for a little bit. I'm trying to be more sociable. But it's getting cold.
I hear you, boo. I know.
I don't want to, like in the wintertime, I stay indoors more so than I do even in the summertime.
Yeah, you like me.
I just don't like getting out. But there's a couple of people had called me over to say I was hanging out with Tabby. And a couple of girls called me over to another table. And one of them, she's a sweet girl, she said she watched, the Hulu series and all of my interviews, and she just kind of wanted to get to know me. And so I told her, I'm out and about, I work, this is where I work, So we said we're going to make a plan to hang out today.
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
I did send 4 of those glitter cards. I mailed them Monday.
Okay.
I have 2 more to send. I ran out of envelopes, and Dad was supposed to buy envelopes. One of them is a silver one, and the other one's the same color of another one.
Okay.
But remember how I had sent you those ones for Christmas, and they had the ornament, stuff like that?
Yeah.
Well, it's like that, but it's a square, and it's just nothing but glitter.
Okay, that's cool with me.
And so I took a picture of them, and I posted it in the group, and I said, this is something about this, mail Gypsy. People thought they were makeup palettes. I'm like, no, they're Walmart. I got them at Walmart. There's some cards. They're just glitter cards and everything. So
I look forward to getting them. I'll probably get them today or next.
I mean, I left them wrapped in the plastic thing, but that's how I sent them last.
Laura's like, this call is kind of boring. Why are we listening?
Yeah, I don't get it. What is
I'm
going
like,
on?
yeah, I'm like, what?
It's
What?
got
Is there a point?
It's got stuff in it about content
Why didn't you
creators.
clip it?
Hell if I know. Probably because it was probably because I was mindful that Ryan kept saying that people were clipping things, even though I clipped the last one. So I don't know. I was dumb. Let's see.
Where did she get to the creator
I don't know.
part?
Let's see.
I mean, just being honest.
No, I get you. I was thinking the same thing.
Just
That
talking.
has to deal with like drugs or something.
Yeah.
From the dogs and
First time for everything.
yeah. And I was like, well, you want to pet the dog? They hit certain rooms, they brought the canine. They were just watching and seeing Ken an email asking him if he would be willing to talk. I was telling him a little bit about what we got going on about Sheila's project. And I asked him because he still hasn't sent me the one of my certificates, that grief and trauma certificate.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him to send me that so I can send it to Sheila and get all that stuff to her. So I sent that like an hour ago. I don't know if he's going to get it today or not, but
I don't know. Sometimes they come in quick. I mean, sometimes they don't. It just depends.
I kind of just figure that he'll answer when he wants to finally talk to me.
Yeah.
What's your opinion about it? Do you think that, like, he just doesn't want to be with me anymore? Or do you think that...
I think he does, but
maybe this
he
is
needs to
what
are they talking about?
fix himself first.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're bored, we'll stop this one.
That's what I'm thinking.
I totally agree.
You could potentially fast forward, but I'm just wondering
What was the grief and trauma certificate? What was that, like a class she did?
Yeah, but I don't understand why
okay.
Ken would have the certificate and why Ken needs to send it to her. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's did he fake the document for her or something?
What I'm thinking is he probably had a picture of it or something like that, and she wanted another picture of it. I don't know. That's the only thing that I could possibly think about.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, because like why that would be something she would have did in prison. So wouldn't she be able to like ask them, like, hey, can I have another copy of my certificate or something?
Well, yeah, and you can look at them on a website. I can't remember what it is because my cousin set me up with it. It's been a hot minute since I've looked at it, but you can go in and see the certificates and stuff that they've gotten. I don't know to what degree or whatever, but yeah. So
that was interesting. That was like the only. I was like, huh. What's a grief and trauma? Like I was assuming it was a class, but I'm like, yeah. And why does Ken have it? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, well, I think that caught my ear, and then something else had to have caught my ear in this for me to have gotten it. Let's go through it and see what else they're talking about.
Can you put it on like 2 times speed or
5
times speed?
How do I do that?
It's the best thing for him, you know. Yeah.
Fine whenever y'all came to visit me.
Hey.
By withdrawing internally, I turn away from everybody. And I'm like,
maybe if I tell him, I mean, I don't know if you told him, and it doesn't matter to me.
Oh, that's what it was. It was about Ken. Okay.
And it's just, I think that it became too much. Like, I think that things were fine whenever y'all came to visit me and we had, we all got together. Things were fine, but then
I just wish he would have like reached out, and said, hey,
Well, it's I can really imagine, like, I tried to confront him and be like, why didn't you lean on me whenever you were having a hard time? He's like, that's not the way I deal with things. I deal with things by withdrawing internally. I turn away from everybody.
Right.
And I'm like,
maybe if I tell him, I mean, I don't know if you told him, and it doesn't matter to me if you did or not, that I went to rehab. You know what I'm saying? And
rehab?
Maybe he could,
yeah, for
when
Ambien.
I told him I was just.
You accidentally went to the very beginning of the call.
Shiitake mushrooms. Ambien, I think she wanted to get off of Ambien, and
Is that
they
like pain meds or
no, it's a sleep medicine, and she had been on it for a while, and it sounded like she went to rehab to get off of it. I don't know.
Jill B said, Katie Joy said that opioids and Ambien, if I remember correctly from a rant when she turned anti-Gyp. Interesting.
Okay, let me go back.
Him, and you know, I'm not going to lecture him.
The past was addiction. So it's not like I'm saying anything that you don't know.
Right. And I could, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't judge him for it. You know, people slip all the time. You know, but if he needs somebody to talk to, and you know, that loves him, and you know, I'm not going to lecture him.
Right.
I just listen.
That's exactly like what I offered. You know, it's like I'm not trying to get you to change. See that you need somebody to talk to, and I'm here.
Right. But it's kind of different, Gyp, because I've been down that. You know,
You have 1 minute left
to therapy. I went through all that. So, and maybe it might be a little harder for him to open up to you than what it would be to me.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay. Well, I
know,
go.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, sorry about that. For some reason, I thought that was a different one. I guess I uploaded the wrong one. Okay, so yeah, that was one that I was going to put out as a video just because, you know, it talked about Ken and how he shuts down and goes into himself and stuff like that. Whereas Gypsy doesn't shut down. She explodes and, you know, lets everybody know exactly how she's feeling and why she's feeling it. So I'm sure that can be an interesting household to live in.
Yes, for sure. I found it interesting that like she wanted Christy to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get like she wanted to kind of get the scoop, but what was to say that Christy was going to get that out of him? That's questionable.
Well, I think it shows me, and other calls have shown me, that Christy was so absorbed in Gypsy's life that she was just an extension of Gypsy almost.
Yeah, and that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like with like Christy and even Brian too.
Yes, Brian
is
too.
like she's just like had these extensions of people on the outside that would do things for her that kind of like in a way took on even her personas that she was with them. I started noticing that about Christy listening to these calls. Like the way like she is, like, I don't know, I guess the way she talks and the way they're both kind of like bouncing ideas off of each other in some calls, it's just like it's eerie because it feels like it's a conversation with the same person. It's crazy. That's what I've seen some calls like that, especially the ones in the beginning where Christy's setting the tone for Gypsy to be like, yeah, like tell me everything. Like, let's talk about everything.
Yeah, one of the calls that surprised me the most between Gypsy and Christy was the one where Christy just comes straight out and says that she looked and stared at a picture of Dee Dee's brain for so long that Mike had to snap her out of it and say, Christy, what are you looking at? And she's like, well, I'm wondering what was going on in there, and I wonder if we should donate it to science, or it should be donated to science.
I don't remember ever seeing a picture of
I've never seen a picture of it. No. Mm-mm.
It may be also like an autopsy that maybe like they only had they had access to.
It was something
I
that
really
Mike
wish they would have
showed her.
studied her brain to find because from what I have heard and what I have studied, a lot of people that have like Munchausen syndrome by proxy or any major, like she's saying her mom had bipolar and stuff like that, you can see that in the brain.
Yeah.
So that would, I guess it would be good to also debunk it if it was something that was going on. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I think that it would have been it would have been something that came from Dee Dee, you know?
In hindsight, it would have definitely been interesting to know, but to just blatantly, just all of a sudden, you know, tell her that, I was caught off guard. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's weird. That's strange. That's like, to me, I guess depending on because I haven't heard that one, but to me, that's like her kind of still putting like the sprinkling of the crime, like, okay, well, this is like her bread and butter. I don't know. It's just very intentional with them all the time to me.
It is very much so. And I know there's a couple of them that I gathered for this stream where they're talking about different things in the crime and content creators. So I'm hoping something's in here.
How many did you clip or did you gather for the stream?
I only gathered 3 for this one. So,
okay, so we've gotten through 2.
Yeah, I know. So we're going to go to the Don Boker one, or Bowker. Oh. So can you, do you know more about the Don Bowker situation? And it is Bowker, not Boker, right?
I think it's, I've heard it say, I've only heard Fancy talk about her, and it was, I believe it was Boker. Yeah, Boker. Okay. But from what I know about the situation is this was a person that Fancy was talking to. And from my understanding, what happened was Fancy wanted her to talk to Nick because Nick wouldn't talk to anybody. So they were like, let's get you to talk to Nick. And, you know, of course, he didn't want to talk to anybody. He's always said he didn't ever want to talk to anybody. So my understanding, the first time it happened nothing happened from it. So she did start talking to Gypsy and Christy with Fancy. And I think eventually they started working on Nick. And this was the woman that was talking with Nick and ended up actually being in a relationship with him for a period of time. So that's kind of what I know about her. I don't know any of the legal stuff. I know there was a lot of stuff with Fancy and all that, but that's what I kind of got from it, is that Fancy was using her as a tool to get interviews, is what she was doing, I think.
That's what it seemed like. And then I think Dawn had her own agenda as well. And I think the two collided and it just became a very interesting, toxic situation. So
I also think that speaking with Fancy, because I used to speak with her a lot. In the beginning, I was kind of like, it was kind of my information I was getting, and she was providing me the documents and stuff. So my understanding to it too was she most likely promised a lot to Dawn, saying, you know, this is a documentary, you're going to be featured, you're going to have this, that, the third, you know. And I think that was something that Dawn figured out on her own that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, and there's quite a few calls about Dawn between Christy and Gypsy, between Ken and Gypsy, Brian and Gypsy.
I believe Dawn was also similar to Natasha. Dawn was also talking to Ken and talking. I feel like there was this group of women talking to everybody and trying to get different stories. It seems like they were just trying to get like different reactions and stories from, I guess you could say, kind of using a detective strategy and getting stuff out of people. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. Although I'm sure it wasn't very happy or fun to be
effective around. Either.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll start listening to this one.
This is a free call from an offender at the Chillicothe Correctional Center.
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
To accept this free call, press 1. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey, Mom. Hi. What you're posting about
I don't know. I'm the slightest idea.
Because I just got an email from a Carolina G saying, Gypsy, I follow this page on Facebook called By Proxy, run by a woman named Dawn Bowker. She is posting her private conversations for 60,000 plus to see. She thinks she's some kind of journalist, but all her material is being done in very poor taste. She has made a long post tonight on Facebook containing photos from a conversation you guys have had, and the comments were on your side, and her has no right to talk about you in such a manner.
I'm going to go look because I haven't.
And her just putting her nose
If it's in,
I guess
if
it's in
it's,
By Proxy.
I'm looking. I don't see anything unless if it's in the by proxy discussion group that I am not in, that I can't see. But nobody sent me anything. Normally they send me shit.
Because this is from today.
I don't see anything.
Okay.
I just see that says she's saying, "Hey, it's Gypsy the same every single time," or is it a preset? It's something that comes through every time.
Something that she says every time. So she's got to say it every time. Because there's
Are we sure it's not just a preset?
Yeah,
that sounds like the exact same.
I know it sounds the same. Unless they have a preset call thing I don't know of. I mean, I'll ask my cousin about it.
I think that's what it sounds like to me.
No, because like Shelly will say her name sometimes she won't. So, and it's not like it's Shelly, it's Shelly.
Yeah, sometimes I've noticed that too, that it's like, it's the same.
Pre-recorded?
It's pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely the same. 100%.
Oh, okay. Ken and Gypsy talk about it. Yeah. I don't know. It's completely different.
Yeah, because it's
depending on
always,
who calls
it's
me.
Gypsy.
Yeah, because when Jacqueline calls me, it's different. Sometimes it's her voice, sometimes it's not. She won't say anything. Same with other people.
Are they using other people's pins?
No, because I'm paying for it.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
You're paying for all these random.
I put $20 on the books for phone calls, and they can call me whenever they want. And they don't hardly call me anymore. They used to call me all the time. Now they hardly call me. So yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm gonna ask Shelly, but like Millennial said, they were talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They can make collect calls from other people's pins. But thank you, Millie.
Yes.
I assumed it was just kind of a.
And I thought that, but then every time Shelly calls, it's different.
Well, it sounds like every time anybody does anything in prison, it's different, doesn't it?
That's true. That's true.
It doesn't sound like anything's the same between all these people. So
no, that is true. You can't say that one person's stay in prison was the same as another's. No. Most definitely not.
Yeah. And like we said earlier too, I think it's because of the mindset of a person and how they are and who they are as a person. Everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
Checking my messages. And I don't have anything from Diane or nobody.
I was just like, I was panicking. I'm like, what the hell?
Look, if it's in there, I can't see it. If it would be in the discussion one, I wouldn't be able to see it because they blocked me.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But I don't think. No, I can't see anything. Girl, they did an interview with that girl from that inmate, that cop, Francesco.
Yeah.
And she told them that, like, how you went up to her and talked about Comic-Con. She talked about the thing that you and I talked about that we hope that they wouldn't talk about. Which was, she didn't come out and say that. She just said that some people tend to do that, like, not directly towards you.
Right.
but like saying that you a me.
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
Okay, so I'm actually thinking, since you haven't seen that her brain should be donated to science, or haven't heard that one, I think let's get into that one, because I think that would be more interesting than what I prepared. So.
Yeah, and I mean that call was interesting to me just because of I've heard a lot about like the whole everything was mainly done on Facebook in the beginning, so that was kind of interesting to know.
Okay.
That there was stuff going on in that Facebook group and I guess Dawn did run the Facebook group at that time too.
Yeah, she did. And that's a long call, and I'll put that one out on my channel.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just too much for me to sit there and listen to. I don't know why. But I'm having trouble listening to these.
Christy is also very hard to listen to. A lot of people are like, I can't stand the way she talks. Like, it's just drawn out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've intentionally not listened to half of the stuff that's come out, to be honest.
I haven't either. I started, somebody sent me a file and I started looking through it. And then I was like, I do it on my live every now and again. And then I haven't even listened to half of these.
I listen to some of the stuff that I see clipped on TikTok or occasionally like a Millie video, but it's just irritating to me.
It's so hard to get through.
Well, and then to think about, we've all been through the emails already and stuff. So it's like between the emails, now the calls, it's like it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. And these are going to be coming out for months, years.
Well, and Nick's is coming out too. So.
Oh, yes. I've been hearing about that too.
He's just in prison. Just let him be. I don't
know.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what actually happens. Okay.
Fine,
Yeah.
Getting ready.
Put some big vapor rub on it. And that's what
I just got Mia to spray some biofreeze on it.
Okay. Yeah, that'll make it feel a little better.
Yeah, it does. Until it starts hurting again.
Are you on any kind of pain medication for it?
Huh?
I want to tell her to get Botox.
Pain medication for it?
Yeah. Yeah. I waited too long to take it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was like, let's just stick it out and let's see, and then I'll let it get too far. And
yeah. Well, I got a letter in the mail from, you remember the reporter that was always doing the articles throughout my whole case in the newsreader, Harrison Keegan?
We've never done anything with them.
Yeah.
Me and Dad.
Well, he had contacted me and got a letter, and he was like, I'm the reporter that covered your whole case throughout the whole thing, and, if you want, you can give me a call, and you can, tell the rest of your story or whatever, and I'm going to open the letter. I'm like, what is this dickhead want?
Exactly. I mean, what I would do is I would just wait till it airs on HBO,
Right.
which it should within either January or February.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and Dad had to sign a letter saying that we can't talk to anyone about it until after 3 months that it's aired.
Yeah. And besides, he's like, tell your story and you go to Springfield. I'm not going back to Springfield. I'm done with Springfield,
Exactly.
Springfield is far behind me. If they want to read what had happened, the article is perfect that Michelle did. So, I mean.
Right.
Exactly.
It made it. Yeah, it even got put into Rolling Stone magazine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was it was a little bit about y'all's, and then some others about other moms that did this to their kids. There was like 4 other moms that did it to their kids. I didn't read it all, I just wanted to see what they had said, you know, with yours. And basically what they did was just took things that Michelle said and put it in there. You know, everybody's just copying off of hers.
Right.
You know, and then she's getting calls saying that she stole parts of their articles, which her article came out way before they even posted anything. So it's ridiculous. Yeah. Dateline did call us. We talked to them for a little while. Nothing like, no questions or anything, you know. We just basically told her to contact.
I do have a thought. So, first of all, Peaches, I think that Fancy is the one who's going to be releasing Nick's calls. So I would ask her.
I'm actually, I think, probably going to get them to
I have zero interest.
I don't know what I'm going to put out or what I'm going to do with it. But
I think the only interest I have in Nick's calls is what Fancy was doing. Like what creators in her sphere, what were they doing? What were they talking to Nick about?
But she won't put that out.
No.
And if she's the one who's getting it.
That's part of the portion that I think, I know I want to stay straight out of context with Barb was trying to as well, because she gave me a lot of the files as well. But I've heard a lot of people that they're like, oh, we're going to get Nick's calls. And I'm like, there's not too much interest in it, but I think that there is a little section that
I didn't put in a FOIA for it. Somebody else did. Mandy, the same person who put the FOIA in for the prison emails and for these calls, put in one. And she put in one originally when she put in for the prison emails.
For everything. Yeah.
For everything. And
because it was supposed to be like everything, right? Like that she was supposed to get sent.
Yeah, and she didn't because they said that it would be dangerous for Nick's calls to get out, and it would be dangerous for Gypsy as well, I think, is what they told her. So the fact that they let them go is kind of interesting. But
that is. Yeah,
I don't know what's going to happen.
I've even tried to get calls from different cases, and they've told me the same thing. They're like, we can't do that. It's a danger to the inmate and to anybody who they're talking to or about. Yeah.
I see that Peaches also says that he needs a retrial. While I agree that he was kind of screwed over a little bit, I don't think he deserves a retrial, honestly, at this point, because it's just a waste of our taxpayer money here in Missouri. And I think he deserves to be there. And no matter what comes out in this trial, Gypsy's never going back to prison.
Yeah.
No matter what she did, she's not going back to prison for this particular crime. Even if something comes out that she did more, you know, it's unfortunate, but it's also the way that the justice system works. And I don't really want to live in a country where you can be retried and all this stuff for things that you've already kind of gone through. So it's a really complicated scenario, but I don't want my tax dollars to go to that. I think that there's other people in Missouri that have been unjustly tried and unjustly convicted of things. And that's a lot more important, y'all. We have to focus on the things that are happening that we can still make a difference in. This Gypsy shit, it's done. It's over.
And I think that's the biggest thing with a lot of people too is I had somebody come in my life talking about federal charges. I'm like, no. I said, it's not worth it. It's not worth it for the state. It's not worth it even for them to even just look at it, you know? There's so much other more impactful things that can be done now, you know?
Yeah. Sorry, I think that's Ash. It sounds like somebody's playing video games behind Ash. So it's all good.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good. No worries.
It's all good. Okay, so let's finish this. Oh.
You'll have to, sorry. My bad, y'all.
Aaron, and they can work something out, you know, because we're not answering 20, 50 questions again over the phone. Not doing it.
I told Lady Jenner Smith that because Dateline in 2020 and
Yeah, I have her business card.
They all work together, and I told Jenner that I wasn't, going to do an interview. So, and I told her not to bother y'all.
Well, I had met her after one of your court dates.
Mm-hmm.
I walked outside, and she was talking to Mike, and me and Patty were sitting down on a bench, and after her and Mike talked, she came and introduced herself to me, gave me her card, but I've never, other than that day, I never talked to her again.
Right.
I mean, there's people that are calling on my cell that I don't even know who it is, calling from California, this and that, and I don't even answer it because I know what it's about.
Right. I know that Dad had, I think he probably told you that he sent back an email to the producer or whatever that had contacted Mike.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Has they responded back yet?
I don't know. Dad's alligator hunting right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he comes home. He left. Yeah, he left Thursday. And he texted me this morning. They only caught 4.
Okay.
So they're staying until tomorrow night so they could get the rest of their tags.
Cool.
I was like, because I texted him this morning, I'm like, when you coming home? Because he said he'd come home today or Sunday, and he's like, not till tomorrow.
The reason that I'm letting it play out is to show you guys how randomly she just pops us into the conversation.
I'm like, shit.
How's Mia doing?
She's doing good. She's in her room. Probably watching TV. Oh, yeah, they started, they went back, I want to say it was August 8th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they got out of school on May 20th because they didn't use any hurricane days. So they had got out, 5 days early. Instead of getting out on the 25th, they got out on the 20th.
I know I was watching the news, and I didn't even know that there was a hurricane out in the Gulf.
Yeah, well, it went straight to Florida, and now it's along the coast of North Carolina and South Carolina, heading to Jersey. So I sent a message to Allison, because her family's from Jersey.
Oh, right.
And, asked her, how they were doing. And she said everybody was good. They learned preparation from Sandy, which was every freaking storm combined into one.
Right. That was scary. That was something.
Yeah. Superstorm Sandy, I think what they had said it was, Superstorm.
Yeah.
And but there's another one that's forming right off the coast of Mexico that they are watching right now. So I don't know where that one's gonna go.
Yeah. It's sending me how we get to emails here. Well, I've been putting part 1, part 2, part 3, and so on of the articles. So I'm right about the part where it talks about, and I'm a little confused about this. And going through the whole case, I didn't ask Mike to show me the autopsy results or anything because I just really wasn't ready. I wasn't mentally stable enough to handle it. So, in the part where it says that you were looking through the results and there was something like a part about her brain or something, I don't understand.
Yeah.
What is that?
Okay. Yeah. This is what happened. When I went up there by myself and Dad flew up to meet me, I went to Mike's office and I said, I want to see everything. I said, I want to see every picture, everything you got.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, are you sure? And I said, yeah, I'm positive. So, you know, it was all the crime scene photos.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had pictures of your mom's autopsy photos.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a picture of her brain. And that's what I was staring at.
Mm-hmm.
And when Mike said, what are you looking at? That's when I said, I wonder what was going through that brain of hers.
Mm-hmm.
What makes somebody think that way?
Right.
You know, that's what I was wondering. It was like, why they can't donate, you know, brains like this to science and see how it works, you know, see how it's, you know, I mean, you could do so much with science these days.
Right.
That's what that was from.
Okay.
It wasn't an autopsy report I was reading. It was the picture I was looking at.
Okay. Because I was like, I guess I just didn't want to think about, you know, an autopsy, you know, what they do in an autopsy. Because, you know, that's pretty gruesome.
What they do is they'll take out all organs, weigh them. You know, this is for, I mean, I guess they do it for this sort of case too, but that's what they do when, like people die of a heart attack or people die, you know, in their sleep and they don't know why. So they'll, you know, take the organs out and weigh them, and, you know, and some people's hearts are 2 times the size, you know, that it should be, or, you know, whatever, or, you know, they got to figure it out. That's their job. Yes, they knew what was the cause, but they still had to do some things. Did I see your mom's insides? No. The only thing I saw was her brain. That was it. Still attached to her, not in a bowl or anything. It was still, you know, attached to her. And that's when Mike was getting ready to go to another picture, and I said, no, you stay right here for a second. And that's when he said, well, what are you looking at? I said, I just want to know what went through her mind. I want to know what was in that brain to make her do all this shit. That's what that meant.
Because I was like reading that one part, and I'm like, I just don't.
So, what do you think about that?
That's disturbing. That's,
yeah.
I mean, I can see, like, I don't know. I feel like if it was the victim saying that, it would be different. Like if we were in a perfect world where everything that has been said about like Gypsy's told the truth and all this stuff, I feel like she's putting herself in Gypsy's shoes more. Like she's trying to like live it for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I'm a nosy bitch. I probably would have done the same thing, unfortunately, but I don't know. Has anybody, I don't want it. I don't want to release it, but has anybody requested the autopsy photos?
Oh, I don't know. I know somebody got the autopsy report, but I don't want anything to do with that stuff. Everything that Greene County sent me was fortunately, well, in that instance, redacted, not in the explicit
which we had already
redaction.
Seen from Fancy, though.
Yeah, we had already seen it from Fancy, but
I'm also wondering, like, is she looking, because it is curious, like that curiosity of like, what is she looking at? And she said her brain, and like, so did they do a full autopsy on it?
There is one autopsy photo in my Google Drive. I completely forgot, Millennial. Thank you. Millennial reminds me of everything because I genuinely have cognitive delays, guys. Like I seriously cannot remember crap. Okay. So
and I don't have any, and I don't remember anything either. So it's okay. But
so, yes.
I think it would be interesting to know what she was looking at, one, and two, what, like, because I know in autopsies, in most autopsies, even to do with crime, they don't look at the brain. Like they don't
They usually
Unless it was do they really?
Yeah, they usually
do. I feel like most of the autopsies that I've come across, they've never really like, I know that's part of it usually, but I'm trying to think back about the other ones. Yeah, like to see if it was abnormal or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Normally.
I just feel like that would just be so weird to sit there and stare at a brain.
Well, the fact that she had no emotions
and she was talking like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's concerning.
What?
I've seen brain before.
I've seen it in autopsy photos before. Yeah, I have as well.
But to somebody you know is different.
Completely different. Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's her it feels like a scene from a movie. Like she's like sitting there like, I just had to stare at it and just wondered like, you know what I mean?
Do you think that she lives out her everyday life trying to make those moments happen? Or do you think she looks back on it and kind of embellishes a little bit? Or is she just weird?
I think they're all just weird. Okay. I think they're all just very weird. I think that they have this weird perspective of not only the crime, but of the situation they're in as a whole, as a family too. I think that especially with Christy, it's just like, for some reason, I just feel like she lives through Gypsy and she connects with Gypsy. And it's just really weird to me. It's always been really weird that she's connected with Gypsy more than it seems like she connects with her actual daughter. Yeah,
I'm kind of like living vicariously through Gypsy.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Like and in a funny way, kind of living vicariously through Gypsy, but also because I know I've heard stories from people that were friends with Dee Dee, and it's like she kind of was the same way with Dee Dee. Like she was trying to do the same thing when they were around each other, when, because very small town, they were around each other. So it's very telling.
She was trying to live vicariously through Dee Dee?
Yeah, like she, from what I've heard, is she was, a lot of people not envy Dee Dee, but like she had a personality. She was outgoing.
Her.
They liked her. People gravitated towards her because she was nurturing, So I think that Christy's seen that. Christy's seen that firsthand all the time, especially with working with her. And so I feel like she also latched on to that. And that was part of the reason that Christy ended up with Rod too, in my opinion, of course.
Interesting.
I feel like it's all really connected with Christy. I think she, as much as people like want to sit here and say, oh, like, that's just drama. I really think she lives for that kind of drama though. And she has, I feel like, most of her life of exactly even putting herself in the middle of all this Gypsy stuff where she didn't have to.
No, I think she definitely has taken way too much enjoyment and pleasure out of throwing herself within the chaos of everything that's happened.
Oh, for sure.
I think within the last year, I've not seen her really active as much as she used to be. And I'm wondering if it's because she got burned by somebody.
After you released the Gypstein files, I've seen a lot less of Christy.
Yeah, but she also interacted with a content creator that burned her pretty bad, and I don't think we'll ever learn what happened there. But yeah, so she's been absent quite a bit.
Yeah, all of them have. All of them. I mean, the only one that's still in the public eye in a way is Mia. I mean, she's still going live and she's still doing that, but she's not doing it in regards to Gypsy. She's living her life the way she lived before, and she's going to continue doing that. So I think that like with a lot of the people just step back. I know for a fact that Bree is still going live. I know she doesn't really talk about Gypsy, but she's still up and doing all of that stuff. And it's just, I think they just took a step back because the truth always ends up coming out. No matter if it's slow little crumbs or whatever, it's going to end up coming out.
No, I agree. And I don't think they ever anticipated this much information coming out. But I think that once they encountered Fancy, they should have had some kind of inkling as to what was going to happen.
Because if one of us wasn't going to do it, Fancy, if she has something she wants to get done, she will get it done. I give her props for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she really got them to talk and sign paperwork and do all of that stuff. So
sign over the life rights. That's like a huge deal.
Yeah.
Especially them signing it over to somebody who didn't really have
any credits behind their
credit.
name.
And I'm not even saying that to this Fancy. It's just like she hadn't done anything other than some, extra work. And the fact that they trusted anyone like that is a lot.
But it seems like they have a bad habit of trusting very random, or not so random, but very not qualified people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel that they're trying to do.
I feel like they try to do that in a way to where they can like do things the way they want to do things. You know what I mean? So you're not like a professional. So obviously we're going to talk you into doing what we want you to do, as opposed to them the other way around, is like, this is what's going to happen and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Okay. Do you guys want to finish the rest of this, or do you want to
How
get
much
off?
longer is there?
It's like 39 minutes altogether.
Well,
so.
the only thing is there's plenty of Gypsy calls that I feel like we could go over, but like clips of them. I don't know how much this is gonna.
Okay, let me look at the rest.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. The most telling thing that I think have come out of the Gypsy calls in general are the Ryan things. Whether it be because Ryan is a weirdo, or the fact that Gypsy allowed him to be a weirdo. And yeah, like she called him out at certain times, but it was on a recorded line each time. And, there's a lot of things she said on this recorded line that I wouldn't want the general public to hear, but I don't think she was really admitting to crimes on the recorded line. So I think that, personally, I think that might be part of the reason why she called Ryan out, because it was on a recorded line. But, that's just conjecture. I can't talk. Oh, 20 minutes. Oh, my goodness. Y'all, this is why I've only listened to TikTok clips. This is too much. It
really is too much for me, too.
I'm kind of, I don't want to say like 1,000% over Gypsy right now, but I'm pretty done. I feel like I've heard everything that I need to hear for my own opinions.
I'm having a hard time going through these and uploading them. I'm telling you this, guys.
I work and I do other things, and I don't pay attention to any of this, if I'm being honest.
I'm the same way. I'm kind of burnt out. I've been doing, like, I'll do videos and, people are like, let's talk about it. And I'm like, I'll talk about it for a certain period of time, but there's just so much. Like, there's so many trials that are coming up, and so many crimes that have happened and that need attention, So to me, it's like, I give it the time of the day every once in a while, and then I kind of like push back a little bit.
Barbara Hall, thank you for joining us. I hope that
reach out to us if there's something that I'd like to hear what you have to say about your son's case. I'm so sorry.
I actually have a family coming on next week to talk about the death of their loved one. And we're going to talk about it and try and get some answers. Because I did some they're foils.
Is this in New York?
Yeah, in New York. I did some foils for that one, and I haven't gotten anything back. So
Email said Tupac case right now too. Yes, that's insane. I don't know if I trust that all that information is.
Timmy D's. You can reach out to us at intotheweeds@mb military-radio.us, military-broadcast-radio.us. It's MBR.
I'm sure
Okay.
not everybody speaks sign language or reads sign
Sorry,
language.
sorry. That's
She's
my
like, let
go-to.
me show you.
That's my go-to whenever I'm trying to spell something out for somebody. I automatically start trying to do sign, and I know I get weird looks all the time. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I was just laughing.
I love
was
it.
like, I don't think you're making it any more clear. But I was gonna Google it, but I don't have my phone on me right now.
mbradio.us. So Into the Weeds at mbradio.us. So yeah.
I have to be honest, I'm kind of over these calls, but
okay.
While we have you here, I mean, if we have something really important to go over, it's just I don't want to listen to like
it's just Gypsy.
I don't want to listen to like 20 minutes to get like 40 seconds of of juicy info. So while we have you here, I'm curious, how did you get into the Tofia verse?
I live in New Mexico. So I was actually born and raised in Albuquerque. And I live in New Mexico. So I have a lot of friends that see her all the time. Actually, last video I had posted of my exclusive content was from my friend. She sends me, she's like, we have an inside joke of like, should I go beat her up? Like, she's just funny like that. She's like, she's like, should I shoot? I'm like, no. And she, of course, she would never do that. She was with her children. It was like, but she, so that's how I kind of got into it. The same friend that provided me that, she unfortunately lost her brother to a violent crime in Albuquerque. And I spoke with her a lot. And so with Tofia, her brother lost his life to a violent crime in Albuquerque when they were sleeping in their cars. Somebody tried to carjack them and ended up taking his life. And her mom was actually, she was like grazed by her ear. Yeah. And so what happens, there's a nonprofit that works out here. And basically what they do is they provide, victims of violent crimes money to bury their loved one. Unfortunately, it's not everything because, burial, and if you bury them, if you cremate them, it's not everything. So what they stipulate is that you can't crowdfund. So after they pay the $6,000 that they'll give you, you don't crowdfund. You have to come together as a family to collect anything more that you need to either bury them or for whatever services that are needed, which is what my friend went through. So when all this came through, Tofia actually started going on her live and saying that the case wasn't solved, that it was still open. But the guy actually ended up, what happened to him was he ended up taking the car, he hit another car, and he had a weapon, obviously. So a security guard told him to put it down. He wouldn't, and he was shot. So the case was closed. That's who had did it. He was stealing cars in the area. They don't know why he did it. He just did it. And so I requested all of the incident report, just the incident report, because she kept saying that APD had not solved this case. And I was like, this case is solved. So I posted it. So to prove to her that this was what happened. And I learned that she actually didn't know anything to do with the case. So that's why I started initially talking about it, was that I wanted her to be aware that her brother's case was no longer open.
Thank you, Joy.
What the heck is that? Baffy loves you. What did you do? Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I totally. Yeah. So, well, my first thought is, we've already established that the person who committed this crime has nothing to do with anything online. I know that she still kind of goes back and forth between saying, well, it might have had to do with the internet, but it was just some random dude.
It was a
correct?
random guy. Yeah, they were in a very good part of town. They were in a church parking lot, but it wasn't a very good part of town.
Yeah.
So it was a random guy. I believe, it's just my opinion. I believe, and I've always said it's my opinion. She wants to fight with me and say that I've just said that she did this to her brother. But it's my opinion that she is inciting. And it even this, because I've been in contact with the city as well, and they watch her. because they know that she can possibly incite people because of what she talks about. She talks about politics online. She talks about so much problematic stuff. So that was something that it was random. My opinion, of course, I think she can definitely incite somebody. I think there's something that can happen. And that's my concern. That's why I voice it, because I'm like, I want people to be aware that this is out there. And what she's doing is basically scamming, because even her tears have proven to be fake the past few times she's gone live. So
yeah, and it's like she gets political, but a lot of the times, and I'm not trying to act like I'm the most informed person that has ever lived or anything like that. There's plenty of things I probably get wrong or I misunderstand, but I don't even remember what it was, but I was literally listening to something about her while I was working today, and she was saying something in like the political sphere, and I'm like, you totally like missed the point. And she and I do feel bad about what happened to her brother, regardless of the things that he's been accused of.
And that's where I came from too. You know, I wanted her to understand the best way she could is I would not be able to get that incident report if that case was open. You know, so it's like I wanted her to understand that. And I actually was speaking with her today in my DMs.
Really?
And all I told her was, you know what, this all started with me trying to help you, not in a way where I'm giving you money or giving you a place to stay, because that's not going to happen. But I was trying to help you and make you understand that, yes, this is tragic. And yes, I understand it's traumatic for you, but these are the facts. And telling people on your live, like, oh, they didn't solve this. This didn't happen like this. You know, that's just burying you a hole that you're not going to get out of.
Yeah, the perpetrator is gone. You know, there's no more justice to be had other than what all took place on that night. And, you know, she never did pick up her brother, correct?
No.
And do you know, did he get put in a mass grave, or is he?
Not yet. So every 2 years out in Albuquerque, what they do is they'll do a mass burial. So right now they're burying people from 2024. So it's usually every like February. The next time they'll do it is in February. So if he's still there and he's listed and he doesn't have an address, which he was homeless as well, he'll most likely be buried in that mass grave.
Wow. Yeah, I know it's been damn close to
2
2 years.
Yeah.
And I know that she hasn't done anything, and I have complicated feelings about her, you know.
Yeah.
I have really complicated feelings.
I feel like there's a lot of people that feel bad for her, but there's also a lot of people that have followed her since the beginning, and they understand like what her upbringing was, and they understand that she has the power to change it, you know, change how she's perceiving life right now. And that's what I've always come across is like, I want you to perceive your life in a different way, because right now she's perceiving it as, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire because I have all these followers. But you can't be a millionaire and have all these followers if you're not putting in the work. If you're going live and ranting and raving and not talking to your audience, that's not going to put you in any better position than you are right now.
Yeah. And unfortunately, a good portion of our audience are just hate watchers. You know, people that have no interest in anything other than just kind of seeing her downfall. And, you know, it sucks that people are like that. But at the same time, she's not really doing anything to help her situation.
Exactly.
And, you know, I feel empathy for people who don't always help their situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying she needs to automatically be cut off, because I think people who even act like her still should be able to eat and provide for themselves in some ways.
Yeah, they're human.
But it's just so crazy seeing her just sit in these shelters. And is she still? Do you know if she's still in the religious shelter?
No, so she got kicked out of 3 shelters, and actually somebody came to me and they're like, hey, does this make sense? And it kind of does. The last 2 times she went live was concerning because she seemed like she was drunk. Like she seemed like there was some off than normal stream. And so they said, what do you think, she may be in like a sober living facility? Because that could have been why she was getting kicked out of shelters to begin with. but she was kicked out of 3, and so right now she seems to be at a privately owned shelter, like a funded, like a nonprofit type shelter at this point, because all the shelters she was kicked out of were through the city, even the ones at the churches and things like that, they were through the city. So I don't know where she's gonna go from here, but honestly, like I wish that she would just kind of take it offline and be, help herself out a little bit, because I think that's what she needs.
Get that.
Laura,
in my
can
opinion,
you just explain very quickly? We don't need the breakdown. Very quick.
Tofia is somebody that people would call a lol cow. She lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico. She's always been online and kind of live streamed and said a bunch of stupid stuff. Her father's a whole different rabbit hole to even go down. But unfortunately, her brother was his life was taken in a carjacking, and she blames the internet for it, even though it seems to be a random person. And she just constantly goes online and she scams and grifts, refuses to get a job, and acts like a fool in general. So it's kind of complicated. I would just Google Tofia Chu and you'll find 1,000 video essays on her.
And I know nothing about her except for what Laura randomly shows me every once in a while.
Dude, it was so weird whenever, again, despite his PDF allegations, her brother, Brother Chu, as everyone calls him, but Donald, whenever he passed, oh, this is horrible of me, but I had like a photo of her and of Donald and of her mom and of her dad, and I was trying to explain to somebody in my personal life who these people are. So it was like, this person and this person had these 2 kids, and
you guys,
the photos are like, what are you talking
they're
about?
like, hold on, what is this?
I know that he's in and out of jail, but I'm very curious to hear what Mr. Ozark National Bank himself is up to.
There's that the dad is a deep dive on his own.
You don't even know. I'll have to.
I thought they lived in Albuquerque.
They do. Ozark.
Albuquerque and Ozark are completely different places.
So the quickest explanation for this is her father is clearly very mentally ill, and he also abuses drugs. Okay. And he had this bank, Ozark National Bank, and everyone owed him 999 zillion, 999 trillion, 999. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I'll show you a video later.
Oh no, please don't.
No, I will.
Don't.
You'll find it really funny, I swear.
Okay.
Yeah. And her dad, who we don't even know is her dad, but he's in and out. Literally, I can probably pull up the record, and it's probably as long as like a CVS receipt.
Yeah,
like it's long.
And the reason why they even got it kicked out of their initial apartment is because he just stopped paying rent. And I don't know if it was because he was buying
taking
drugs.
The money. Yeah, he was taking the money from Tofia and from like her brother and everything. And yep. So.
Oh no, not Sonic.
I know.
That's a whole nother thing.
I know, but it's still a lot of unwanted information.
I've already told her about all of that. I'm pretty sure there's a documentary being made. The guy, Mike Klume, that just made the EDP 445 documentary. I don't know if you saw that. Oh
no, No, I haven't seen any of that.
I would just look up EDP 445 and you'll find it. But anyway, that's besides the point. He did a documentary on Boogie 2988. Do you know who that is?
No.
Bless you.
Girl, you're too far down the hole.
Bless
me
you.
into all of this other stuff.
Well,
and I personally,
I
know Tofia Chu on the side. I know that all against my will just because of where I live. And it's in my algorithm. So like I never actually went looking for her. But when all this stuff happened with her brother, I deep dived so hard. Like I was into like the whole everything. So I don't know about all the little side characters. Because I know there's a lot of like lol cow. Yeah. Everything is like but it connects in a certain way because some people are just as problematic, you know?
So there's these two people that I don't know if I'm exposing myself by even bringing these people up, but it's fine. They're cool. Smokey MCC and Kiwi Tapes. They do a live stream every Wednesday called Too High for Stupid, and I don't listen to it as much as. I don't listen to it as much anymore because it's a lot more popular than it used to be, and there's a lot more people in the chats all the time. But anyway, I've heard them bring you up a few times because they just talk about like all these lolcows, which there's ethics involved in that, and I don't even want to get into that. That's besides the point.
Well,
people are insane.
I am in the Reddit for Tofia Chew, and somebody told me you need to check out the Reddit. So I went in there because I'm not on Reddit. I don't do Reddit. After I got in a fight with somebody about Gypsy, I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I was like, I went in there and
I just need to leave this stream because I have no idea what the hell y'all are talking about.
Sorry.
Well, they were literally just like bad mouthing me in the Reddit. It was
really
crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so
and
sorry.
I'm like, what? But yeah, it is what it is. A lot of her fans think that I'm, the mutant alien from another planet. She does have fans.
Really? I only hear people talk crap.
I've encountered a few, yes.
I see too many people bringing up Liquid Chris in the chat. And do you know what they're talking about? You don't know Chris Chan?
Goth Mom.
It's about Chris Chan because there's like, I don't remember what, there's like a video game, there's like Solid something and Liquid something and anyway, Liquid Chris is like this guy
right now.
This guy who like pretended to be Chris Chan, but he wasn't actually Chris Chan, and it was a whole thing. Don't even get me into like years worth. Don't even get me into years worth of stuff. Sorry about that, but oh my goodness, this whole lolcow thing could just take over my brain. It's insane. Oh, the ethics of it are so crisscross.
And that's part of the reason I stepped back from Tofia, just like Gypsy, because it would make my brain turn to Jello.
See, when I first saw Chris Chan, I was thinking of Chris, the dude that you're always yelling about, Chris Hansen.
Yeah, he was involved in that EDP thing I was talking about. He can go suck a fat one, is all I can say. He sucks. He is like the worst, and I hate that people think that he's a great guy just because he's caught predators. He's not a good guy. I'm in the middle of a deep dive on that one. But
you better produce it, girl.
It's so much. Here's the thing. I feel so bad because like I have these like abstract thoughts and opinions, you know what I mean? And when I try to like bring them all together, it's kind of difficult. But it's like I also don't want to like not get the full story of something, because sometimes we listen to different podcasts. Let's say, just for everyone's sake, Gypsy Rose. If we listen to a podcast about Gypsy Rose, you can point out, oh, this thing's wrong and this thing's wrong. And it's like, I would just hate for somebody to listen to something that I produce about anybody else and be like, oh, picking it apart and this thing's wrong, this thing's wrong. So it's so much information you have to get. So much information.
You're never going to get everything right.
Yeah, you're never. Right. And I think that YouTube kind of gives you the opportunity to be like, okay, this is my knowledge. This is my opinion. Do what you will with that, you know, because that's what I like to do. Is I like to give my opinion and give, like, I like to be able to talk with people like I'm talking like to a friend, or, you know, you're gossiping with your girlfriend and you're just sitting at a table and you're like, oh my God, did you see that new Tofia video? You know, that's like what I want my content to be, because a lot of the stuff I talk about, even with true crime, is stuff that I would talk about with friends, or would be like, oh, did you see that documentary, or did you see that movie, or, you know, stuff like that. So I enjoy it. But if you guys want to learn about Tofia and my saga with Tofia, I have it all on my page. I have the Tofia Chronicles on my page. You guys could go check it out.
Please do.
Very interesting.
Go check her out. Thank you, Ash, for actually segueing into that. What other niche topics do you talk about? You don't have to go into detail, but just list off a few of the other topics you talk about.
So just like gossip, we talk about the Resilient Jenkins a lot too. That's a big one. They're a family of 7 that's been homeless for over a year because they refused to work.
I've seen clips of stuff like that.
It's very concerning because they have a lot of children, and it's just like, come on. Also, I do movies. I do movie reviews. I love watching movies. That's one thing that I'm trying to incorporate more into my channels is movies. And we talk true crime, you know, trials. I know there's a lot of stuff coming up with like Anna Kepner and the whole David Burke thing going on. A lot of people are so into that right now that it's just like there's so much coming up. And Toxic Barbie said Bunny and Jelly Roll. That's a one. She came into my comments, so I had to start making videos. Yes. Yeah, she did. I made a video about Wade Wilson. So this would happen with Wade Wilson when she was trying to talk. And so I made a video, I gave my opinion about how I felt. And the video is still sitting at only like 4,000 views. And she was in my comments and she brought all her cronies in to take my video down and to try to, she ended up suppressing my channel for 3 months. Oh. So I was getting like 50 views and I'm like, this is wonderful. Wow. But, that was a big thing. And I've talked to people that actually have been victimized by her personally. And then I've talked to people that also with like Jelly Roll, they've been to his concerts or they've known him before he was bigger and he's harassed them and stuff like that. So that's another thing that I've kind of gone over. But other than that, just like Gypsy, main one has always been Gypsy, Ken, all of that nonsense that's happened.
Hey, I mean, Jelly Roll fans know the going rate of copper. So
yeah, exactly. I love all the things that people put in, like, you know, those are the people that listen to Jelly Roll R, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, that is wonderful. I love it. Because it's
so likes Jelly Roll, which
I like his songs. I don't know that I like the person.
I do have to say, though, I have disliked Nicole Arbor since Dear Fat People. I can't be convinced otherwise, but I don't think that means everything is untrue as far as Jelly Roll and Bunny.
Yeah,
just kind of, I've seen other shady behavior.
With Nicole, I didn't know who she was. I'm going to be honest, didn't know who she was. I saw her video come across my page and she messaged me. And as a person, as far as like I've talked to, she's a wonderful person. Like she has a lot of knowledge. She has a lot of talent. I don't think she's utilizing it in the proper way sometimes, especially with a lot of her comedy stuff. But I've got to know her as a person, and I can tell you that she's far from what a lot of people think about her. And you know, I've helped her with like these victims of people that have like hoarded us over the past few months with DMs and stuff. And it's been something that I think she's been working a lot on because it's affected her life.
And is this a celebrity or just
That's
somebody?
The one who accused Matthew Santoro. Or no. That's the one that Matthew Santoro accused of being abusive towards him.
So, fun fact about Matthew Santoro, if you go back and watch his videos about accusations, he never named anybody. So everybody kind of just assumed it was Nicole. So that's kind of her telling to me. So I don't know about that situation fully. I've Googled it, I've looked at it, but as far as what I can find, nobody was ever named. There's a lot of things in that case that people take it to another level because they want to believe that that's the person. But I found that in a lot of her stuff, and I think she agreed to do a lot of that stuff when she signed on to do YouTube, because there was a lot of fake relationships and things like that. So I don't know the truth. That's just what I know as far as what I've asked her, because every time something comes up, I ask her like, hey, this came up. What do you have to say? You know, like it's just
cracking me up.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna just take it as your word.
Yeah, sorry, Cherokee Girl's just cracking me up. She's like, don't ask me how I know all this stuff.
You see, for the last at least decade, I've listened to a lot of like YouTube video essays. I've just watched a lot of YouTube and stuff like that, and unfortunately for the past like maybe 8 years, I've smoked a lot of pot. And so a lot of that has like kind of just I remember like
I'm right there
names
with you.
and people, and I'm like, I don't like that person, or I don't like that person, but why don't I like that person?
Like, wait a minute, why?
Probably because somebody told you not to like them.
But you know, there's some times where that's a valid thing, and then there's other times where I have to go back and I have to reassess and I have to rewatch stuff, and relearning stuff is really interesting.
It is.
But oh my goodness.
But I'm right there with you. I don't, there's a lot of things like I'll even forget, like, oh crap, I have to write everything down. If I don't write everything down, I'm like gonna forget about it. So especially when it has to do with content creating and remembering cases and stuff. Even when people message me, I'm like, if you message me one time I don't answer, message me again, because I'll go back to it and I'll message you. Trust me. It just sometimes it takes a little bit.
Yeah. I have forgotten more things than half these people have even heard. Okay. So it's like, I don't even know.
Kidding.
It's like, there's just this big cloud, and it's really funny because there's like maybe 4 people in my life who will just randomly ask me questions about things. And I don't know shit about anything most of the time, but these few things they ask me about, I'll be able to go on like a tangent because I have the most random niche knowledge and then nothing that's of value.
Wow. Yeah. Yep. That sounds like me sometimes. I'm like, I have to go back and look at it.
I get it. Shelby.
So I'm not sure how I feel about it. I mean, it's just like any other person who's incarcerated and getting their phone calls released.
It's just kind of like,
I feel bad for them. I would rather not them all come out. I would hope that whatever is going to come out is going to be selective.
I personally, this is kind of in the same realm, but the fact that they're trying to get Rachel Garlick's calls kind of pisses me off a little bit.
It's weird
because
that's
she
just
might,
my opinion.
She might know some things about all this, but she's not on social media like that. She's just kind of living her own life.
Oh, that's our dog.
That is our dog. Anyway, all I was trying to say is she's living her own life. And I think it's weird that people want to just kind of like disrupt that, because people sometimes say, oh, well, if Gypsy just got off social media, we'd stop harassing her. Well, she has people that are no longer her friends, that are no longer, I mean, she's on social media, but not in the way that we're on social media. So like,
not talking about Gypsy and doing all that. Yeah.
Like, who cares? Who cares at that point?
Yeah. But at the same time, investigating is investigating. So if you're going to go down that road, then you go down that road. So
I think
I'm just not the person to do it.
Honestly, I feel a lot like if you're gonna do it, don't release everything. Like maybe go through some, and what's relevant is relevant. That's one thing I agreed with Ryan on, is like, not with Gypsy, because Gypsy doesn't deserve that privacy, and I mean she continues to not. But like with Nick, for instance, like I said, I think the ones with Dawn would be very informative, or even him saying something from, I don't think he's ever really opened up about the crime as much as Gypsy has. But I think that if to leave out all of his personal relationships would be the best thing to do, you know, because he's still a person. He's still living his life, even though he's in prison, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but it's like any other inmate as well. So it's like a catch-22.
Like, you have a right, but what does it really add? I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows what Nick thinks.
There could be something explosive. I mean, it's possible.
There could be, definitely. But I
also
don't know.
It's like, what's even going to happen with Gypsy? Nothing.
I
feel like I've heard enough. I've heard enough to make me form my opinions. 100%.
The reason why I released what I released was for transparency and historical preservation, and you know, if it's available to be gotten, you know, it's something that should probably be gotten. So I have to really evaluate that and genuinely pray about that with Nick's stuff, because like I said, Mandy's going to be getting them. And so I'm sure she's going to send them to me, and I will accept them, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. So, and then listening to all that, holy crap.
Yeah. And then I guess you have to figure it out, you know, figure out what you're going to put out, and if you even want to be the person to do that, you know. And I mean, if
Yeah.
it is something that's going to benefit at least people seeing it for what it is, you know, because that's what our goal has always been with doing this.
Yeah, truth and transparency. And so if there's anything to be gained from, you know, learning about the crime, that's one thing. But his personal everyday life, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
Joy,
exactly.
Joy says they won't investigate her. Nothing will be done. I agree. Missouri has already made their position very crystal clear.
Well,
they're just
and
done.
Mm-hmm.
And the statute of limitations too.
She'll probably reoffend eventually. It's just going to make, it's just going to, you know, take the right circumstances. I hope she doesn't offend, and I hope her daughter is nowhere near whenever she does offend in whatever way she does. But that's just my opinion. That's what I think.
Yeah, but I feel that way too.
Yeah. Okay, Ash, we're going to call it a night. Thank you so much for being on here. Sorry, some of the calls were extremely boring.
Oh, no,
but
it's okay. I wanted the opportunity to talk with you guys. I know we've been planning this for a minute, and I was like, you know what? I'm finally ready. I'm trying to kind of get myself more out there. I'm going to start doing interviews on my own channel as well, and talk about things and cases and stuff that maybe I don't have all the knowledge. I want to get all that, you know, people's opinions and what knowledge they have.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad to see you, and I'm glad that you decided to come on our show to dip your toes in the water.
Of course, of course. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank you have everybody in chat. Go and follow me.
Yes,
TikTok. I'm on here on YouTube too, Ashtotrippy. So check me out.
Yes, thank you, Ash.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye.
You too.
Okay, guys, so we're going to call that a night, and I'm sorry that I wasn't more prepared. I mean, I prepared 3 videos, but they obviously were done.
It's all really not just because you did it. I just mean like most of the calls are boring, and then the ones that aren't, it's like bits and pieces, and I don't want to listen to the ones that aren't boring.
Yeah.
I've intentionally avoided them. Thank you, Jesus.
I know, right?
I don't have the mental sanity for that.
And and I've just been listening to so much of it that I can't gauge anymore what's boring and what's not. So, yeah, that's definitely a thing.
True.
So we thank everybody for being here, and we thank Ash for being here. And I hope that everybody goes out and does something good to change the world for the better, and that you have an amazing night. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Hi, I'm Beaker with Military Broadcast Radio TV. We're your virtual MWR, bringing veterans radio, podcasts, gaming, animation, 3D printing, and a community that never leaves you behind. Download our Roku or mobile app today.